Oh, hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, it's so great to see you guys. And happy Resurrection Sunday. And of course, happy Success Sunday. It's me, Tameika Devine. And after a week off, I have joined you again with a brief Success Sunday message. I've been toying with what I was going to say today because I've had planned for what I wanted to say. Hey, Maya. I knew what I wanted to say. Last week. Hey, Kim. I knew what I wanted to say last week, and last week I ended up taking the week off. I didn't mean to. I think y'all might remember 2 weeks ago I told you that I probably would do an earlier version because I knew I had a meeting last Sunday evening, and the meeting got moved up, and so I thought I was going to be able to come on a little bit later, and it didn't really work out. So anyway, hey, Big Red. Hey, Krista. How's everybody? So I'm not going to keep you long because it is still, a lot of people are still celebrating with family. It is Easter evening. I had an early dinner, but some of you probably are still getting ready for dinner. Some people are having some quality family time. That is what I plan to do this afternoon, as well as work out because I am on a mission. I am This is my year of intention. I've shared with you a couple times. Hey, Nicola. And so it is my year of intention. And so I have all these intentions, health goals, professional goals, mental and spiritual goals that I'm working on. And so I've got some things I'm going to do this afternoon as well. But wanted to come on real quickly and bring you guys a Success Sunday message, and probably a double message since I didn't bring you one last week. For those of you who are new to joining me on Sunday evenings, I'm Tameika Devine. I am a wife, a mom, an attorney, work-life integration strategist, which basically is a fancy word for saying I help people with work-life integration strategies throughout the country. Really, started this a couple years ago and took a couple years off, or took a year off as I ran for office last year, and I've gotten back into it because I know that there are still so many people who struggle with work-life integration, especially people in leadership. And so today, that's really what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, was leadership. Hey, Sonia, good to see you. And Sonia, this message will resonate with you, I know. So my plan was to talk to you guys about accountability to last week and then this week, but I will bring that message because I want to really dig deep into some of that I wanted to share with you guys. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, Tanya, my friend, good to see you. But this Sunday, it's you got to be obedient. The Lord lays things on your heart. You got to be obedient to what He's telling you. And so today I decided to bring you a message about leadership. And really understanding that leadership is not tied to a position or a title. It is about you and the way and the role in which you play in your life, in your community, in your business, and God will give you the gifts to be able to lead, especially at the times in which He's calling you to lead. And so, the reason I wanted to bring that message is those of you here in South Carolina know that we have had two mass shootings within the last 24 hours. One right here in our hometown, Columbia, my home that I love so dearly. Right here in the city where I represented for 20 years, right here in District 1, Krista. And actually, yesterday, my daughter and I were supposed to be at the mall because she is getting ready for prom next week, and we were going to go to Sephora. Which, if you know anything about where I live in downtown Columbia, and you've got to go either to Northeast or to Harbison to go to certain stores, and Sephora is one of those. So we were going to go to Columbia yesterday to get the makeup for her prom, and we came back yesterday from vacation, and I had something I had to go to for a mentee of mine, and then I had a meeting that lasted really long. So we actually did not get to go to the mall, and we all know what happened. There was a shooting in our mall, and then last night there was another shooting in another area of Columbia, in South Carolina, another mass shooting. There was a mass shooting in Pennsylvania last night as well. And so just waking up on Resurrection Sunday and seeing all of these mass shootings and seeing just continued people, say my thoughts and prayers. But one of my friends actually posted, when are we going to say thoughts and prayers are enough or there are not enough? And, I've said that before, when we've had shootings here in the city, especially when I was elected and I would go and sit with the families, I would always say, when is that going to be enough? When is that enough? And I'm be honest, it's funny because this year of intention and kind of stepping back from my elected role, I say things, and of course I use my platforms in a way that I share my opinions. I'm not short on any opinions, but I also recognize that I'm no longer in that elected role, and I feel sometimes I don't want to overstep, and so where I could and should say things, sometimes I kind of step back a little bit. And it was interesting because I had three people today reach out to me and they say, "Hey, sis, where's your statement on the shooting?" And I shared with them, and Regina, you can appreciate I shared with them, I said, I said something on Twitter, but I know I'm not issuing a statement. I'm no longer an elected official here in the city of Columbia, and I was going to, I just felt like it was not my role to make an official statement. And honestly, even if I did, who was going to listen to it? I'm not an elected official anymore. I mean, what media would pick it up? And so I shared with a couple people who reached out to me today about that. I was like, I've said what I needed to say, but I also think that we have to understand that leadership is more than your elected folks issuing statements. I mean, statements can be very empty. And we had, a statement issued from an elected official from the golf course. We had, other statements that were issued and they didn't even know the facts of what happened. I don't know the facts of what happened in Pennsylvania, so I'm not going to issue a statement about that. But what I will tell you is that I do understand we have an issue. And so I think that we need to understand that leadership is more than a position or a title. It is about the role that you play and how you're going to use the gifts that God has for you. And so my Success Sunday message this week really is I felt a need to address these shootings because for our community, of course, two within 24 hours here in South Carolina is a lot. Thank goodness no one was killed in either one of those shootings. There was a young man killed last night here in Richland County, though, in another shooting. It wasn't a mass shooting, and it did make the news, but not, of course, it got overshadowed by the other mass shootings. But a young man lost his life last night here in Richland County, and I think that we have to understand that we all have a role to play. I know Regina's on here; she's been working really hard in the community. When I left office, I joined Moms Demand Action and have been working with those ladies on policy and trying to advocate for smart policy on the state and local level. I've been disheartened by, our local officials repealed gun laws that me and my colleagues enacted when we were in city leadership. Now those have been repealed. So those little bit of tools wasn't a whole lot, but that little bit of tool that our city police force had is no longer there. But our state has open carry now, and we fought. A lot of people fought for that, fought against that last year, and it didn't matter. It got passed. And so my message to you guys today is that we all have to realize that leadership is not about title. It's not about position, because quite honestly, a lot of people who have titles and have positions are not showing leadership. They're not showing leadership. And so we've got to get to the point where if we see a problem, whether it is in our community, in our state, in our neighborhoods, we have to step up and we have to do whatever it is within our power to get things done. And sometimes that may mean running for office. Sometimes that may mean, being a thorn in the side of people who are in office. Sometimes that may mean just mentoring these young people so that they see positivity and positive role models within their community, people who love them, people who look like them and care about them and are saying, hey, there is a better way. Whatever that is, we have got to realize that leadership too long has been left to the folks who are in positions that are not doing what they need to do. And so we have got to say, and I'm not saying that we don't need people in positions. We need people to run for office. We need to get the folks who are not doing what they need to be doing out, so the people who can actually get things done can be there. But we also have to realize that it's not only left up to the elected officials. It's not only left up to law enforcement. It is left to all of us. And so on this Resurrection Sunday, I tweeted earlier that I had joy in my heart. I have joy in my heart today on this Resurrection Sunday, because even though you wake up and you see the news and you see the war in Ukraine, you see these mass shootings here in South Carolina and in Pennsylvania, and I hate to say it, but I'm sure within the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll probably read and hear about another mass shooting, because that's just kind of the country that we're living in right now. When you see all of this stuff that can be so depressing and bring you down, I still have joy in my heart, because it is Resurrection Sunday, and we know that God is always in control, and He has empowered us to do what we need to do. But we also have to understand that thoughts and prayers are not enough. Prayer without works is dead. And so we can pray about all the things that we want to see in our communities, in our world, but we also have got to do the work. We got to step up and be the leaders that He's called us to be. We have to step up and say, hey, whether I'm in elected office, appointed office, I have a ton of money, or I have just enough money to get from here to there. I have I have the power to make a difference. And you have to make that decision of what that is. I know that I am going to continue to be that thorn in the side, Regina. I'm going to continue to be the person who's advocating and working hard. I am going to let my money speak. And I don't have a lot of money, but the money I have, I am going to be supporting organizations like Moms Demand Action and the ones in our community. I'm going to be supporting candidates who are running for office who have a heart for the community to serve. And it's not about the title, but it's about what they can do for the community. So I'm going to be donating to those campaigns. I'm going to be using my gifts and talents in a way that will continue to move my community forward. And so I hope that you will as well. And so that is my Success Sunday message for this week. It wasn't, all about your business success, but hopefully it is about your personal success. And it's something that will motivate you and inspire you and get you to the point where you think you wake up tomorrow, or not even wake up tomorrow, before you go to bed tonight, you say, okay, what is it? Tameika said something that spoke to me. What is it that I can do? What am I going to do tonight, tomorrow, to make sure that I'm impacting my community in a bigger way? Making sure that I am showing the leadership that God has called me to be, whether I have a title or not, whether I have a ton of money or not, whether I think I have influence or not, because we all are influential. We all are influential in our own way. And it's about what it is that we can contribute to our communities. So, hey, Beth, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Candy, yes, I will call you this week and we will talk. But anyway, I'm going to go and spend a couple more hours with my little ones before we all get ready back into the hustle and bustle of a busy week. And I will be here next week with another Success Sunday message where I will talk about accountability, unless the Lord lays something else on my heart. But anyway, hope you guys, I do want to invite you, hope you guys join us tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for a date night with the Devine's episode. We are excited. This week we have, and so you can go to my YouTube page, Tameika Isaac Devine, or the Facebook page for Date Night with the Devines, and see tomorrow's night's episode. We have Rosalind and Michael Goodwin. And so y'all can imagine this is going to be a great show. We talk about love, marriage, building legacy, raising entrepreneurial children. It runs the gamut. So please join us tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. And then, of course, join me. I'm sure you have, Regina. And then join me tomorrow, next Sunday at 8 o'clock for another Success Sunday message. My goal is to bring you, to talk to you about accountability and about how, this is the first month of the second quarter of this year. And so I don't want to get too far into the second quarter without talking to you guys about where are you with your 2020 goals? Where are you with, or 2022 goals. Yes, we don't want to go back to 2020. Where are you with your 2022 goals? And where are you with having folks who are helping hold you accountable to getting those goals? I'm going to tell you that the first quarter, I have busted out some of my goals and some not so much. So I'm retweaking some of the accountability measures that I have in place so that I can continue to move forward. And I want to talk to you guys about that. So that'll be next Sunday at 8 o'clock here. If you're watching the replay, please say hello. Make sure that you share this message and let others know that they can join us here every single Sunday at 8 o'clock. So until next time, you guys, good night. God bless. I love you all. Continue to pray for our community, pray for our world, but also remember that prayer without works is dead. And so, what are you going to do to make sure that we are all using our leadership skills and abilities in a way that impact our communities in a positive and meaningful way? Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.